wanted to talk about God, this was this has been basically viral ever since last night. So Dana White, he's the UFC president, got caught on camera slapping his wife on New Year's Eve. They're in Mexico. I think they're still in Mexico. This was caught. Yeah, here's basically the footage. He was caught. Like I don't even know who shot this. I guess it was a fan, but there was I guess they're drunk, they're out, and then she looks upset, and then she slaps him, and then he slaps her, and then the internet has been giving mixed reviews on this. Some people saying never okay to hit a woman. Some people are saying, hey, well, it's not okay to hit a guy either. So he's just standing up for himself. I guess I want to know what you think before I play some of this Dana White reaction because he did speak with TMZ and he was basically like, "Well, it is what it is."
Yeah, I mean, he's owned up to it. He's said that he made a mistake. I mean, listen, I'm 255 pounds. I work out a lot. If I ever put my hands on a woman, it would be really hard for me to say I was just protecting myself. It would be really hard for me to say, well, with women's empowerment and feminism, all I was doing was treating her the way she wants to be treated. It'd be really hard for me to make that defense. Same thing with Dana White. He's obviously a bigger, stronger guy, and to slap his wife, I don't see any real justification for him doing so. But he's owned up to it. He's said that he's always said that there's no reason to put your hands on a woman, and obviously he did, and he's owned up to it. So I mean, that's the best thing to me that he could do. Just sort of own up to it and say, I made a mistake that night.
True, and it's interesting his response because he's like, "Oh, we've been married a really long time," and it just feels like, I mean, it seemed like that from that footage that this was a normal occurrence. Like this is not the most rare thing, and it's kind of, it's on one side, it's like, all right, what people do in the privacy of their own home and their own relationship is their business, but it's tricky because I feel like nobody can really say anything because this guy he has his own company, it's like his own realm, his own universe, and I don't know, I don't see, like, ESPN gonna is like that they're gonna come after him pretty hard. I feel like this is gonna phase out of the news pretty quickly, but I wanna hear his
Why don't you just
response.
tell us what happened that night? What happened leading up to that video?
Well, I'm in Cabo, Mexico, for the holidays with my family, and my wife and I were out Saturday night on New Year's Eve, and unfortunately, that's what happened. I'm one of the guys, you've heard me say for years, there's never ever an excuse for a guy to put his hands on a woman, and now here I am.
That's the thing is, like, even if a woman slaps you and maybe they're super emotional, like, wouldn't it be better, like, I don't know, maybe just be like, "Hey, calm down," or like a hug or like something that looks better than like a slap back. Maybe like you hold them by their shoulders. Like, is there any way that you can put your hands on a woman to calm them down that isn't like, "Okay, that looks like a slap. That looks pretty terrible."
I'm a fan of hugging them.
Just hug it out.
I'm gonna love you while you're hating me. you know. So if that approach, I mean, not thankfully I haven't experienced that too many times, but I think a hug would be better than you slap them and then you two get into a tussle. Now he's sitting on TMZ having to explain his actions.
Yeah, I just don't know. They were saying, "Oh, they were drunk," but no amount of alcohol would make me ever hit somebody. Like I even if I were so pissed off, I would never have that impulse. I just don't think it's I feel like once you've both done it, it's almost like you've said like, "Okay, now this is okay in our relationship." Like it's okay for her to do it, it's okay for him to do it. It's now just part of how they interact. It's just
On
not
TMZ
very cool.
talking about it, but my wife and I have been married for almost 30 years. We've known each other since we were 12 years old. We've obviously been through some shit together, and we've got 3 kids. And, this is one of those situations that's, horrible. I'm embarrassed, but it's also one of those situations that is, right now, we're more concerned about our kids. We have 3 kids.
I think this is spin. I think, like, his PR people are saying, you know, you have to look kind of, like, wholesome and like a good person again, so just keep bringing up your kids.
Well, he's the president of the UFC, which is like the ultimate tough guy sport out there. You know, you're in there beating the shit out of somebody for 3 minutes at a time, and here he is slapping his wife. So he's got to put a good face on it. He's got to protect his company, his brand. You know, so it's not like, oh, those UFC fighters, they're all violent. They're all they want to do is beat on people. So I mean, it's he's doing the right thing right now. You know, you kind of gotta throw him a bone, I guess. You know, not like I said, not that I condone any of this. Um, but he's owning up to it. He's apologizing for it. You know, they were both drinking. They both were in the moment. You know, I personally would never do such a thing, but he's owning up to it. I mean, it's a hard situation for him. I get it.
Yeah, and this is his corporate, like, this is his PR response, not like if you were his friend, you know, you'd get a different response. Um, I don't know, I don't think it's right that his wife, like, went and slapped him, like, I don't know, I don't get
Yes, it's definitely a two wrongs don't make a right kind of situation. But you know, my thing is, if he were Joe Schmo out in the street, would he have been filmed? You know,
no,
it's
yeah.
not. It's I don't know what the right take on this is. You know, I personally would never hit my wife. I personally would never lay hands on her. This is also why I don't drink. You know, so
Yeah. Ugh,
And
bad spot.
obviously, since the video popped up, we've shown the kids the video, and we're more focused on our family right
They're like, "Dad, why don't you put her in a headlock? We know you know more moves, come on."
now. People are going to have opinions on this, and most of the people's opinions would be right, and especially in my case, you don't put your hands on a woman ever. My wife and I obviously love each other. We've been together for a very long time. We've known each other since we were very little, and this is just one of those unfortunate
He's just like,
situations.
you know? Like, I don't know, he doesn't seem that bothered by it. He's like, I think he's just saying what he has to say. I
yeah,
feel like this happens with them. Like, this is not the first time this has ever happened.
it probably isn't. They've probably both thrown hands at each other every now and again. You know, it just seems like this time it was actually filmed. So now he's got to answer for it. You know, he's
He's just
got
like,
to
"Oh,
say,
fuck, you know, why I'm always being filmed
You were
everywhere
at
I
a
go."
place in Cabo that, yeah, I mean, Dana, people who were in the club that it, at least to them, seemed.
There was definitely a lot of alcohol involved, but that's no excuse. Are going to say what they're going to say. It's just is what it is, and whatever
It
people
is
do
what it
say,
is.
it's deserved. I deserve it. It happened. I don't know why it happened, and my wife and I
I don't know why
have
it happened.
apologized to each other. We've apologized to our kids, and this is one of those things that everybody's going to chime in. I could care less what anybody else thinks about this.
Oh, I think that's his real opinion
mm,
right there. He went from it's wrong, there's no excuse, to like, I don't really care what anybody else thinks about this.
I think he's
Like,
he's probably tired of talking about it at this point.
yeah, he was more collected the first minute or
This,
two of this
this is
interview.
we're watching the meltdown of Dana White in real time here. That's what this is.
He's like, "You know what? That bitch had it coming. She's always running her mouth."
Right now, what we're more concerned about are our kids and
Oh,
and
that's
taking
a
care of our
safe
family.
answer.
In the video that we've seen, it seems like this. What seen any video beyond
He was saying, "Oh,
is,
did it
is
end?"
That was the beginning of it and the end of it, and you know, we're still on vacation.
He's like,
Everything.
"I
But
wanna get
you're
back
talking
to the
about
beach,
somebody
damn
who
it. I gotta get a margarita going."
Yeah,
Like,
seriously. He's like, this is interrupting my brunch, dude. Like, come on,
yeah.
man.
He's like, "My food's getting cold. I was told this would be 2
was,
minutes."
you know, her and I have known each other since we were 12 years old, and we've been married for almost 30 years. So
Yeah, the reason why he keeps bringing up, like, how long they've been together, he's trying to explain, like, why this is okay. He's like, "This is our deal. We know each other. She gets like this. I get like this, but it got caught on camera and fuck."
we're obviously best friends. She's my wife, and you know, we had too much to drink, and whatever happened that night happened. But yeah, that was it, and it was done.
Dana, the final thing, you say whatever happened that night happened. Do you remember it?
No, I don't remember a lot. So yeah, no.
I think that's great. He doesn't care.
He's like he's doing his interview. He's probably hungover. You know, he's he's trying to get back to his breakfast. You know, he's
like, I'm hungover now. I'm gonna get drunk again tonight. Like, what is anybody gonna do about this? Like, it's an incredibly profitable business. Like, what? You know,
at this point, he's like, just leave me alone, dude. Like, okay, I apologize, okay.
No one's gonna fire him. Oh, it's so horrible, but I don't care what anyone thinks.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he just wants it to be over, and you know, it's not like Chris Brown who beat the hell out of Rihanna and then was wondering why people were so upset about it. You know, he actually seems like he's sorry. You know, he got into it with his wife. He seems like him and his wife are already over it, and now he's just in the court of public opinion, which as the CEO of a company, he has to deal with.
Yeah, but ultimately, like, nothing's gonna happen because, like, who would fire him? Who would?
Well, I think there's a parent company that actually owns UFC, and I think he's just there as a CEO. But yeah, I mean, he still has to deal with ESPN. He still has to deal with Disney. He still has to, you know, deal with woke Disney. So he has to make these rounds and say, you know, I'm sorry, and it won't ever happen ever again.
I see a generous donation to like a women's like domestic abuse.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Now
in his future, yeah.
You can have UFC fighters wearing purple now for
We're gonna have
violence.
We're gonna have a Dana White battered women's shelter by the end of the year.
Yeah, there's going to be a UFC women's championship now, you know, dedicated to ending domestic violence. Of course. Yeah, he's going to do it all.
Oh, my God. I saw something that was so funny. It was, okay. It was about Dana White and, oh, my God. He was basically promoting this new thing called, it was such a funny coincidence because I think it was called like, something called slap fighting. I was like, how is this even a coincidence? God, it's something he's promoting right now. I think it's called like Dana White. It's like the Slap Network or something like that. I was like, right, because I Twitter searched. This is what I did. I Twitter searched Dana White slap, and this is the first thing that came up. This was from December 15th, 2022. Dana White talks about partnership, which will include an exclusive power slap show featuring Dana White only on Rumble. And this is the promo.
What's up, everybody? I'm here on the set of Power Slap, and I'm excited to announce that Power Slap is joining Rumble. We're bringing exclusive content to the platform, as well as the latest news, highlights, and behind-the-scenes footage about the competition. We got a lot of big things planned this year, and we can't wait to show you. Only available on Rumble.
Do you think he was trying to promote the show, Power Slap?
Well, this is really bad timing. You know, I would hold off on this if I was Dana for right now, you know. Power slap competition. Yeah, you just power slapped your wife, and you know the jokes are gonna come. I'd hold off on this.
Stunt. What if it's like it ultimately ends up being like good promotion for? Oh my God, that would be like 5 steps ahead. Like it's a little bad PR, but people are gonna be tuning in now to look at slap fighting.
Yeah, you're gonna have women there saying, "Oh, I'm doing this for Dana White's wife," you know, fighting back against the oppressive male people out there. You know, the jokes are gonna come. Someone's gonna roast them on this.
And I'm sure you'll get women that'll be like, "Oh, you have to leave him," and she'll look around at her huge house, be like, "Oh, really? I have to leave him? Okay, yeah, right. I'll get right on that."
But like I said, at least
I'll get hit every day, like if it means living this lifestyle.
But at least he's taking ownership of it, you know, and at least he's saying, you know, I'm sorry, I spoke to my wife and we settled it. You know, like I said, like Chris Brown went out there and beat the hell out of Rihanna and then kind of shrugged his shoulders and went, you know, hey, you know, shit happens, you know. At least Dana White's not doing that. So it's more forgivable.
There's definitely a difference between like a slapping and like a beating.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she slapped him. He could say it was a reaction, and then the two of them just got into a tussle. I don't ever condone violence against women, but this, I don't know. You could kind of explain it better
Yeah. I
than
want to
just
know what she said. Like, how did he I want to get him off camera and be like, okay, what did she say? How did she piss you off? Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.